that I'm going to be butchering some of these names. Please bear with me. Hope you guys will enjoy the show regardless. Yeah, as I said, 5POWER definitely the favorites for this one. And I do suspect that we're going to see a fairly one-sided affair here for 5POWER. Dust 2 is one of those maps that pretty much every single team know this map. Should be able to play it comfortably. That being said, I still see 5POWER with a pretty big advantage in this one. It's because they've been together for quite some time. They know each other pretty comfortably. They've played this game for, well, ages at this point. It's gonna be live, finding the first, but Shao answering back immediately. Nice little trade there up towards the side. A good flashbang initially from Let's Quit. Up towards Gandalf. You got Reckless, patiently waiting for anyone to push in towards the side. He doesn't find it initially. Good stuff here from Shao. Holding down the forward initially. Savage catching one as well. Kenny does manage to find one in return. Savage rushing down towards CT alongside with Bottle. Just like that, it's going to be 2-0 on the ball. See some of you guys in the chat already noticing that we have a Kenny on the server. It's not Kenny S. It's Kenny Z or C, depending on where you're from. Could ask ourselves, is this the budget version? I'm not sure. Time will tell. At the end of the day, there can only be one Kenny, yes, but Kenny Z does a pretty good job. Nice little double headshot here. Reckless does manage to find one with the Desert Eagle as well, and this is falling apart pretty quickly here for 5POWER in this round. Stuff from Kenny Z, Zack, and Reckless. Now going to be all on Bottle to try and bring this one back as best he can. He does manage to find one more onto Lai Xiao. I think it's pronounced, if not completely mistaken, but he does get traded out eventually. Let's Quit do manage to find their first round on the ball. 5POWER doesn't have the greatest amount of money to work with here. They do decide to go for a false buy. 2 AK. Oh, okay. Yep, that works. Beautiful scout headshot through the door as well. Zack gets absolutely demolished. Savage shuts him down like it was nothing. Let's Quit. Pummeled a bit by that initial shot. I'll peek out through middle. That's a beautiful one from Shotapay. Reckless goes down. NEC falls as well, and now the B-bomb side is right for the taken. Bottle getting caught here, but not quite. Still managed to hold on to his life and finds the frag as well. Gonna be all on. I think his name is Tyloo QC. I believe the first part of his name is like a Chinese streaming platform, if I'm not completely mistaken. I spot one play out towards long, finds the frag. Takes a bit of damage in the process, but now he has the players right behind him. It's going to be the one to start off the round, to finish it off as well. Savage. Final frag for the round. He got to get the AWP here. Oh, mind. I thought for a second maybe Savage wanted to try and go for a quick peek towards the B-bomb site, but obviously it makes the most sense to have the AWP set up towards middle to try and see if he can catch that early frag. Actually, a nice shot here from Kenny C. He finds the tag initially on Shaw's. What's his name? Josaki. Reckless. That's the job. Finishes him off eventually. Savage taking a lot of damage, I think, to the face. Answers back, and the AK obviously is one shot to kill. You hit the head. Bottle goes down over towards the A bomb site. Again, falling apart here from 5POWER. WQC Bit of help from Stack early into the round. Shotapay taking a good chunk of damage here from this Scout. Very low on HP, down to just 8. Reckless eventually shuts him down with a well-placed headshot on the Desert Eagle. Let's Quit fighting back again with their pistols, just like in the first round that they managed to get on the board. Find yet another. And once again, the economy is not great here for 5POWER. Seems like they are going to go for another false buy, and they just had a second thought about it. Initially was thinking about potentially going for that eco, but realizing they needed a double eco if they did so. Because of that, they decided to go for a false buy instead. But it's a broken buy, I think we can all agree on that. Only one primary, the rest of them secondaries, pistols that is. Upgraded pistols, however. There is a bit more firepower to work with. A bit of utility to work with as well, but not a whole lot. A nice shot coming in here from Savage. Tyler QC finds one, Sack with one as well. Shotapay answering back. Now a 2-on-3 situation, but Sack holding on to the B-bomb side like a champ. Beautiful 2-piece towards the end there. Savage and Shotapay falls, and that's going to be tying it up at 3. And yes, this is live. It's not a rerun sponsored by Live. I know that sometimes we have this nice little meme in the chat where when it says rerun, we like to say it's sponsored by Rerun. That is surely a meme, and this is indeed live. I would like to put a shoe on my head to prove it, but I'm not using the webcam, so that wouldn't really serve any purpose. I know that's an old meme. I'm not sure if people still use that nowadays. Trying to stay up to date with the memes is not necessarily easy. Doing my best though. Really slow start to the round here for 5POWER, setting up for potential aggression over towards the B-bomb side. We'll have one player that's going to be bottled sitting up towards the old palm tree. Just making sure that no one pushes up towards long. Shots getting pulled here from Sack. Finds the first, deals a good amount of damage on the second. Gotta be Kenny C to shut down the second. Sack finally falls. Kenny C with a nice triple for this one. Bottle does manage to find one of his own. Will pick up the AWP and could actually hold on to it. I think holding on to it would probably be the right choice here. He's definitely not going to be able to retake the B-bomb site, find the bomb, and get the plant, and secure the round. Definitely the right decision to try and see if he can hold on to this AWP. Especially considering that Savage, he bought up completely for this round, so could use a drop for the next one. Bottle does manage to find the frag on Kenny C eventually, and does manage to hold on to the AWP as well. Throws it over. Should see a drop for Savage. And indeed, there it is. Or is it? Maybe not. Who did he drop for then? Didn't Viva just... He had 4,000. Where did that money go? I guess I was too focused on Savage not having any money to take a look at any of the other players. Obviously, we got a decent amount of utility here on a bunch of the players, actually. Viva posted up. On short, patient and waiting for that smoke to fade. Flashbangs, smokes, up close towards the A-bomb site. Nice mollies in return. Viva, good double frag here. Both of them headshots as well. Good accuracy on that AWP. Maybe it's a good thing that he held on to it instead of dropping it over to someone else. Find the initial 2 on the aggression towards that A bomb site. They managed to get the bomb down as well. Bit interesting here is that Savage, he's still lurking. Eventually gonna lurk his way all the way over towards the B bomb site, but that could potentially be an issue. Bottle finds one, but quick trade coming his way. KennyC shuts him down for the double. At this point, with the timer running low, they decide to just potentially fall back. KennyC actually looks like he wants to try and find a bit more. This is a good idea from KennyC. If he can find this AWP and shut it down, he won't be able to, but that would have been a real good pickup if he managed to do so. Kasagi finds the final frag for the round. 5POWER wins on elimination. Bomb was planted. That does give them a bit of extra money to work with, and furthermore, securing all of the kills means that I'm not gonna see any momentum getting built up here from Let's Quit. We don't see any economy starting to build. 5POWER used all their money for this round as well. Only 2 players holding on to their life from the previous. Few upgraded pistols on the Let's Quit side of things. 3 Desert Eagles, 5-7. KennyC just holding on to that USP. He doesn't have the greatest amount of money to work with. There is a player up close towards that side. Actually, it's a full stack over towards the A bomb side here from Let's Quit. A lot of damage taken on Shotapay up short. Yosagi finds one, Shotapay with another. Yosagi and Shotapay just shutting them down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy does it. They're taking a lot of damage in the process, and eventually Yosagi will get shut down rather. A quick trade coming the way of Reckless. A Savage goes for the aggression, and 5POWER takes the lead. Aggression over towards the B-bomb site. Sack gets the initial. Eventually, he will get shot down. A lot of flashbangs kept him alive for a bit longer than I guess 5POWER wanted him. 4-on-3 situation as 5POWER gets towards the B-bomb site. Throws down the bomb. Watching for the flank, finds the frag. She's waiting for a bit more, but again, I think it's better here for Reckless and Tyler QC to just hold on to their weapons. That definitely seems to be the right decision and seems to be what they're going for as well. So Viva is still posted up, holding with that AWP. Tyler QC, the zone, finds one onto Bottle. At least takes one of the weapons away from the 5POWER side of it. That will be another round in their favor, though. It's going to be 6-4. We're heading into the 11th round here. Slowly but surely, we do see a bit of economy getting built up on the 5POWER side of it. Obviously, economy is still a struggle here for Let's Quit. That only makes sense. A lot of a stack here from Let's Quit, stacking out towards long this time around. But a lot of flashes getting thrown by 5POWER. That works out fine initially. Great job at pulling it back here from Reckless and Tyler QC. Both getting a frag, brings it back to a 3-on-3. Furthermore, we still have the AWP in the hands of Tyler QC. Kenny set with that M4. Bottle. Good frag for him. Qualifier finds one as well. Other QC posted up on the other side of that smoke, patiently waiting for anyone to cross by. No one's coming his way just yet. Trying to make his way back, see if he can hold on to that AWP for the next round, potentially. Again, still not the greatest amount of money here for Let's Quit. Oh, we're missing the round distribution thingy. If I'm not completely mistaken, I believe that's the 4th round in a row in 5POWER's favor. I think so. That means that Let's Quit are going to get a bit extra money to work with for that losing bonus. They still don't have the greatest economy here. And as you can see on the top, over on the left-hand side of it, any set still not with the greatest. Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say still not with the greatest equipment. I mean, a scout is also a one-shot to the head if you hit, and he does. Through the door as well, so good on him. Zach does manage to catch one before he's traded out. Following some flashes out and about. Short up here with a beautiful double here. A triple for the round. Trade coming his way. Double for the other side as well. It's now going to be all on Savage. I just got confirmed that I'm doing 2 best of 1s today. So we got this best of 1 and another. That is gonna be all. Hope you guys will tune back in tomorrow. Tomorrow it's gonna be my good colleague, my good friend, Dean. I'll take you guys through the rest of the matches. Didn't have the greatest amount of teams signing up for this one, unfortunately. I believe, if I'm not completely mistaken, that we got 16 teams competing. That also means that we only got 4 rounds of play. The semifinals are best of 3, and the grand final is best of 3. So with that, we got Dean tomorrow doing both of the best of 3s. I'll be doing the opener here for the Qualifier. Trade coming in from bottle up towards the long position. Xiaofeng just managed to find one before he's eventually shut down Xiaosage. Bit unfortunate here from Xiaosage. He has the right idea and he almost catches him. Those 2 kills were pretty much at the same time. Beaver just tapping away up towards the side, throwing down the molly as well. The player is sitting over towards Gandalf. That molly is not going to catch him. Still got bomb control, and they're slowly making their way back, as you can see on the minimap. Pull it up a bit bigger here so you can watch as they make a move all the way back through spawn. Eventually going to try and make a move back towards the B bomb site. Sage already pushing through, but look at this. Kenny set in a good position. Patient and waiting. Xiaosage in a good position of his own. Kenny set, he doesn't hear it at all. He should have heard that sound cue. Beaver on the site, trying for that plan. Zack is close by. Jump back over to the AWP. Goes for the peak. Doesn't find anything initially. Spots the play over towards the old car position. Knows where that player is at. Knows there's one on the side as well. Finds the first. What a quick trade coming his way from Viva. 5POWER finds yet another round. That's going to be their 8th. Let's Quit once again struggling with their economy. .5POWER. I said it already. 5POWER definitely the favorites for this game. And I think 5POWER is, if not the favorite, definitely like a top 2, maybe even a top 3. Should probably set that the other way around, but know what I'm trying to say. As I did mention for you guys, we've got Invictus Gaming in this open qualifier as well, and furthermore we also have IEM in this qualifier. Extreme Gaming is here. 5 Stars is here. we've got a decent amount of decent teams. Should be pretty good action come out of this open qualifier. Flashbangs, really good aggression coming in from Shotapay and Savage. Shutting down, or rather opening up the B bomb site. And it was right for the taking. Beautiful teamwork as well. Something I want to touch on real quick, and I think we got a decent opportunity to do that at this point. So what you saw them do there is they threw the initial flash. That means that the player who's playing the door position over towards the B-bomb site is forced to look away. And as soon as he tries to re-peek, the second flash pops. Then you have another player behind that throws yet another flash while you're already pushed in towards the site. All of these flashbangs land on the left-hand side of you as you push through those tunnels. That means that when you eventually go to peek the door, to peek the car position, to peek the window position, you're not going to get blinded by your teammates. Really good teamwork here from 5POWER. It's fairly traditional to do. Every once in a while I like to point it out in case we have any new viewers, new fans of the game. You're not a fan of the game yet. You haven't watched enough Counter-Strike. It's the greatest esport out there. I'll battle anyone on that till the end of days. Well, I mean, there's always potential of another esport coming up through the ranks and taking over, but I highly doubt it. Counter-Strike is one of those games that have a lot of years behind it. A lot of things has been tried and tested for this game. We know what works, we know what doesn't work that well. This works pretty great here for Kenny Set. No scope up close and personal, but they don't have a kit. They actually don't have time for this one. Even if Viva doesn't get that frag, they still don't have time for it. Furthermore, I mean, they had to go for it, obviously, because it was the last round, but a bit too late on that retake, unfortunately, here for Let's Quit. And that means that it is going to be the 10th round on the board here for 5POWER in the first half. 10-5 is the scoreline. We are just waiting for the players to ready up at this point. As soon as they do, we're going to head into the second half. In the meantime, I'm going to get myself a nice little beverage. And, yeah. Once again, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, depending on where you're from in the world. And if you're not having a wonderful day, I hope that we can brighten it up ever so slightly right here on ESL_CSGO on Twitch, on the appropriate channels on YouTube and Facebook as well. See, we do have some questions in the chat. You're more than welcome to ask me any questions you want. For the most part, I'll be staying focused on the match. If you have any questions that you must have an answer to, you're more than welcome to hit me up over on Twitter. That's at official_GIETE. Very much. See someone asking if I'm in my house or in a studio. I'm in my house, or whatever you want to call it, my apartment, my home studio. Okay. Pretty good aggression up on short here from Let's Quit. That works out fine. It's one player up close. Actually, two players up close on short. Still waiting. Beautiful pistol here from Let's Quit. That couldn't really have gone any better. They push up towards short initially, get the first frag, the second frag as well, close towards the site. They have two players sitting and waiting for that, well, retake attempt from the short position. They shot down that retake attempt immediately. Let's Quit only losing one player in that pistol. Not that it matters all that much in pistols, but it does matter a little bit, especially on the morale of the team, and that helps as well. Tyler QC, a nice little headshot through the door. He didn't actually see his opponent, because his opponent didn't cross. He just took a random shot and it worked. A slow start to the round here from Let's Quit. They find that shot initially, or Tyler QC does, through the door. A nice shot here from Bottle on the Desert Eagle as well. Sack goes down. Luckily for Let's Quit, that was only the SMG. Bottle still trying. He finds yet another and deals a decent amount of damage here to Kenny's set as well. Good job on Bottle. Desert Eagle, that's only 700. Did have the Kevlar as well, so that's a bit more money spent. But a good investment for the amount of damage that he managed to deal. Rentless running backwards, holding on. Finds the frag on Jasagi. Jotapay answering back himself with the scouts. Still trying to find a bit more. Just patiently waiting for any of the two players to push him. Slowly pushes forward himself, but not much left for him to do with low HP and only a scout to work with. Eventually he is going to get shut down. Let's Quit find their 7th round. In case any of you guys were wondering, I'm not sure if any of you were, but a bit of a fun fact for you here. Invictus Gaming, a team that have a lot of a big esport organization is what I'm trying to say. And for their Chinese Counter-Strike team, they actually have 2 non-Chinese players on it. Unless they've done any changes recently. But last time I saw them play, they had Koshak and Vadim, both of them from Russia. Then 3 Chinese players as well. I'm not entirely sure how that works. If Koshak and Vadim are playing from China. If they've moved into like a gaming house or something like that. I could imagine that would be the case though. Let's get back to the action for a moment here. Let's Quit. Quickly making a move up towards the A-bomb site. Nice and easy. Reason why I decided to talk a bit about it in this round is because we got 5POWER on an eco, and I didn't expect much out of the round, but they still managed to get something done, just a bit. Managed to find 2 kills, 1 AK. Bit interesting to see Bottle didn't push forward. Bottle was sitting at the mid door, could have potentially pushed over towards that Xbox in middle, and maybe even found that second weapon. I think he was looking for it. Now finally 5POWER with enough money to buy out completely. Smokes out the molly. Counter approach. Smoke out towards long as well. That's a weird one from the Let's Quit side. That smoke right outside the long doors is kind of untraditional. I think that was a bit of a mistake. I think he was trying to throw a flashbang and maybe pulled out the wrong utility. Just because that smoke doesn't really do anything, first of all. Second of all, it's fairly traditional to throw a flashbang like that. Where you bounce it off the door, it bounces back and forth a few times, and then pops like right in the opening. So if anyone is watching that opening, they get completely blinded. I'll have to agree. I see someone in the chat saying that he likes to see a Beijing CSGO event. I'll have to agree. Beijing is a beautiful, beautiful place. I've never been there myself. I've had friends traveling and bringing me pictures so I can sit back home and dream about going one day. So, you know, ESL, IEM, hit me up. I'm ready. I got my visa in check. Don't worry about it. I like to travel. Hit me up. QC does manage to get one. Shosage. Quick trade coming his way. Viva. He finds one onto Sack as he makes his way out mid-doors. But in the meantime, Let's Quit made their way up towards the A bomb side. Managed to get the bomb down. It's planted for sure. A lot of issues here for 5POWER though. But no problem for Let's Quit. They shut them down so quickly. Well, it looked pretty easily. Reckless was very low on HP, but he managed to hold on to his life regardless. 3 players surviving here for Let's Quit. That is going to help their economy as they move forward. They already have roughly 8,500 on Kenny set. Decent amount of money on some of the rest of the players, but barely any money left here on 5POWER. This time around, Let's Quit going for quick aggression over towards the B bomb site, and there is absolutely no one home. Completely vacant. Oh no, Shosage. Oh no. He had the right idea. I like it. I mean, A for effort. F for execution. In case any of you guys are new to Counter-Strike, I know that Shosage is not new to Counter-Strike, but something you gotta keep in mind is that whenever you're planting the bomb, you're crouching. You cannot plant the bomb while standing up. You're forced to crouch when you plant the bomb. Because of that, if you want to go for a knife inside of a smoke, or what Shosage tried to do here, a bit of a spray down with a CC75, you have to aim a bit lower than you typically would. Some of you guys are starting a bit of a discussion whether it's cool or not cool to have a ES event in China. Appreciate a good discussion every once in a while, but I do want to mention that something that's very important for CSGO and something that we don't see in a whole lot other of other esport titles. I like the fact that Counter-Strike, we have events all over the world. We got events in Australia, got events, a bunch of events in Europe, in North America. We've had a couple of events in South America. We've had events all over the globe, and I think that's very important to keep the game growing, to keep the interest going. You know, regardless of the politics behind it, I think it's absolutely brilliant to have more and more events. Pretty much no matter where they're at. That's a little quick action here from Tyler QC. Let's Quit do manage to get their way in towards the B-bomb side yet again. A 2-on-1 situation now. Reckless eventually goes down. Pushes through the door here. Kenny set. Shot to pay. Doesn't even need his teammate. Savage. Just holding back. Waiting for that molly to dissipate so he could push through. 5POWER finally connecting another round on the ball. That's their first here in the second half. We'll regain the lead. Again, as I said, there's still a good amount of money here for Let's Quit, so buying up is not going to be an issue for this round. They are getting a bit low is what I'm trying to say. At this point, obviously that means that they don't necessarily have the greatest amount of money to buy up for the next one. They lose this one. But a good start to it. QC finds the initial over towards Savage on long. Cuts him down pretty convincingly. Bottle. Nice double out towards middle here. Nice shelving. Finds one of his own. Must eventually get traded out. Tyler QC and Zack up against Viva and Shosage. Viva and Shosage both with an AWP. You have an AWP in the hands of Tyler QC as well. Triple AWP for this one is kind of interesting. Viva catches the bomb, and that's very important. He doesn't see the second player making a move in lower tunnels. He realized pretty quickly that the second player is over towards upper over on the B bomb side. Tyler QC finds the bomb, but Shosage has already rotated out. Finds the trade, shuts him down. One player surviving here for 5POWER. That could have gone either way. Tyler QC has been swinging that big green stick pretty well. Doing a pretty good job at it. Oh. Do we have a stop? No? Shorter pay. Getting dropped from the server. A bit unfortunate here. 5POWER, one man down before the round even starts. They should have definitely typed stop. But I think that's a thing on these open qualifiers as well. Please don't quote me on that. But obviously, if you as a team don't type stop, I mean, the round is still going live. Whether you lose a member early or not. And he set shuts down Shosage. A bit of an ugly duel here. Bottle does manage to get the kill. He is left alone. It is going to be the 11th round on the board here for Let's Quit. Question is, will Bottle actually be able to hold on to his weapon? So he is still sitting over towards the B-bomb side, and at this point it seems like he is going to be able to hold on to the weapon, because no one is watching middle. They are going to try and aggress towards spawn, towards the B-bomb side from upper tunnels, but no one watching middle, so he had a fairly easy exit from that. As I said, that is going to be the 11th round here for Let's Quit. Obviously, we're just waiting for Shorterpay to get back on the server. As soon as he's back on the server, we can get this one back on track. As we're doing so, I just want to real quick have a look at the other games going on right now. Wait. Oh, okay. I got confused for a second by the seeding, because I saw some of the games were already over. And the seeding confused me a bit. So Invictus beat Magic 16-3. That means that Invictus Gaming are waiting for the winner of this one in the next round. GG How won over D3 EP 16-2. IEM, they won over 5 Big Men 16-2. Kapani won over Extreme Gaming 16-3. So we already have a bunch of teams gone through to round 2 here of the Open Qualifier, where they'll be waiting for their opponents as soon as the other games are done. think we're gonna stick to this one. I think we're gonna stick to the top of the bracket here. Because Invictus versus the winner of this one is gonna be an interesting one as well. Now, as I said, 5POWER are definitely the favorites in this game. 5POWER are one of the favorites to take the whole thing as well, but they're not doing great here on Dust 2. Excuse me, they're struggling ever so slightly. It's definitely it definitely shows. It's visible. Bit of a slow start to the round here. Let's quit. Obviously with the best equipment for this one. Reckless took a bit of damage from a molly. Smoke. Oh, that's an ugly flashbang. Obviously didn't quite work out as they hoped for. Sack goes down as Shosage to watching for that mid push. Viva with a good crack to Lao Xiaofeng. And he's set with a double of his own bottle. Answering back, Savage on the flank. The nade up towards the side actually deals a bit of damage onto Tyloo QC as well. And just like that, 5POWER answers back. It's going to be 13-11. Still not out of this one. It was looking pretty bleak, especially seeing as Shadowpay dropped in the previous round. This is why he's sitting on 1-0-0 currently. That's not his actual score, by the way. Let's quit. Pretty much the final straw for this one. As you can see, they've invested everything into this round. They need this victory to hold on to this game. If they lose this round, they don't really have anything to work with in the next one. If that happens, pretty much have to fight for OT at that point. Very important round here for Let's Quit. 5POWER, seeing as they're a bit ahead, they obviously have a bit more to work with. Sage, cracked on. He's set, but return fire coming through. Tyloo QC shuts him down eventually. Now Xiaofeng has taken a good chunk of damage and eventually will get shut down here by Bottle. It's a 4-on-3 situation. A decent amount of damage dealt towards Savage and Bottle. Tyloo QC has taken some damage of his own. Now eventually they're gonna make a way up towards the side from that short position, but Savage is in a good spot. Shadowpay helps out as well. Tyloo QC now gonna be the last man standing, trying desperately to make a move over towards the B-bomb side. Will do exactly that, but there's still a player alive on the B-bomb side, and it will be Viva to shut him down with the USP. 14-11, and as I said, very important round there for Let's Quit. They don't manage to secure the round, and well, they haven't quit yet. Let's put it like that. They can pretty soon get knocked out of this open qualifier. In case any of you were wondering, yes, this open qualifier, much like any other open qualifier, is single elimination. It means if you lose a game, you're down and out. The loser of this one will be We'll have to try again another time. I don't know if this one will make it through and play Invictus Gaming. It's looking pretty good for 5POWER. Bit of an interesting buy here for Let's Quit. They didn't completely force into the round. They didn't completely save either. Now Xiaofeng up towards long. Goes down as well. Only one player dropped here for 5POWER. That means that even if they lose this round, they still have plenty of money to buy up for the next. Let's Quit in a world of hurt. 5POWER doing their absolute greatest to shut this one down right here, right now. Xiaofeng towards the long door, but the nade follow down. Drops right beneath his feet. Roughly 30 points of damage. Plays up on short, patiently waiting for the aggression to come through. It's gonna be Xiaosage finding the initial up here. Not looking great for Let's Quit. Even worse now as Savage finds one onto Kenny's set. Reckless taking a good bunch of damage. Allows Lai Xiaofeng as well. And yeah, just like that. It's got to be all on Tai Luke, you see. What in the world is he supposed to do? Does indeed look like a GG well played, especially considering he's playing with a scout. But he does find the headshot here on Xiaosage. Unfortunately, he's got 4 more to find. Almost connecting, but not quite, and that will do it. GG, well played. 5POWER takes the victory over Let's Quit in the first round here at the IEM Beijing Open Qualifier for the Chinese region. We have one more game coming up tonight, today, to this morning, depending again where you're at. One more best of 3 coming up. But before that, we are going to head to a break. We'll see you guys in a bit.
They've taken it like proper sportsmen at this stage.
We're about to have the question answered of who really is the best of all time.
All 5 players are just great players.
They're both with their knives out. They're both not ready, and somehow Stewie stays alive. Stewie's not aggressive. He gets by Apex.
We're here to only win. We don't care who we play. We don't care if it's simple, the best player in the world. We don't care if it's the worst player in the world.
At the highest level of play, there can be no compromises. Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the FPS they need to perform. Rise to the moment. Intel Core i7, the official CPU of the Intel Extreme Masters. Game, record, stream without compromise.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
Do you remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
This is Game Fuel. It's domination motivation in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Baby, leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You're mine. I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Dancing on my own when you spilled that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I know, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Oh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. First sight, the way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. On my own, when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby you make me feel something.
watching from Paris to Poppy, yeah. With this music was lurking, now I'm attacking. Now with the chatting, I just step up and make it happen. It's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well then you know I got it. Then you know I got it. Nobody got it like
Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to apologize for the slight delay here. I had some slight issues, but they've all been fixed. And we're back. We're back hot in action. It's going to be 5POWER versus Invictus Gaming. This is going to be the last best of one that I cover for you guys today. Tomorrow, my good friend and good colleague, Dean, is going to be back right here on this channel to cover this semi-final and the grand final for this first open qualifier for the Chinese region. As I said, Invictus, they got 2 Russians on their team. The rest of them are Chinese. And we have the 5POWER team that we got familiarized with in the previous game. This is going to be an interesting one. 5POWER currently seeded 8 here for the open qualifier. Invictus seeded first. I think this is going to be a brawl, but I still have 5POWER picked for a slight advantage for this one. See how that pans out. Initially, Invictus, they managed to get their way in towards the B bomb side. They take heavy casualty while doing so. The bomb does get planted. It's going to be all on Vadim. He gets shot down as well. One of the 2 Russians here for Invictus Gaming, trying his best at the very end of it.
bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Fortunately for him, he falls a bit short and 5POWER do manage to pick up the round. Yeah, as I said, I'm a bit curious. As you can see, the ping is pretty similar. This typically means that the players are more than likely situated in a gaming house of some sort. Really interesting here for Invictus. I guess having Russians and Chinese can cause a bit of communication error. Hopefully not that much. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe some of you guys in the chat actually know these teams and these players a bit better than I do. I know, well, I guess that some of you guys, I saw one earlier. Some of you guys are maybe from this region and have a bit more information than I do, but I wonder if these 2 Russians on the Invictus side of it, if they're actually, if they speak Chinese, or if they're doing all their communication in English. Koshak, the other Russian on the lineup, finds a nice double as he enters in towards the A bomb side. Bubble answering back, finds a double, but he gets traded out by Vadim. Good amount of damage dealt here from Viva up close towards the side. Shazagi shuts him down, but Vadim with a triple, Koshak with a double. As I said, Invictus Gaming, an organization that has a lot of backing behind it. So it would make sense if they have oh, that was close. would make sense if they have a gaming house of some sort. Really good attempt here from Bottle. He gets mollied out of position, stands in the Molotov, and still finds the headshot. Flying. Quick trade coming his way, though. X-Pro shutting him down. I think the guy who's at the top on the right-hand side, CH Fala, I think that's Equal. Player named Equal. Unless they did some changes on Invictus that I'm not super familiar with. That is definitely a possibility. It's not the region I cover the most, I must admit. But it is a region that I try to follow as much as possible, because I think it is an interesting one. Good frag coming in here from X-Pro. Fortunately for him, he only finds the one. There's two more left to find. Does manage to get the bomb down. That will give Invictus Gaming a bit more money to work with. Money was getting slightly tight here. 5POWER, really good round for them. They invested fully into the round, but fully for them didn't mean a full buy. That just meant that they used all their money. They were just sitting on upgraded pistols, and that was about it. But they managed to get the job done regardless, and that's pretty good. Good to see some of you guys in the chat still trying to help me out with whether or not they communicate in Russian, in English, or in Chinese. With the majority of the team being Chinese, I sort of thought that they would communicate in Chinese or English. I didn't really think about the possibility of them communicating in Russian, but it makes sense what's being said in the chat. I appreciate it. Stuff here from Equal, does manage to find one, but a quick trade coming his way from Bottle. Oh, X-Pro. Nice frag onto Bottle, but Viva Savage answers back immediately. To be all on Koshak. Try and bring this one back. He finds the Creek. ESG 553 tries to find a target. Will do exactly that, but there's still a player on this side itself. Tries to go for the plant, but will get executed from above. It's Savage to shut him down. And that secures the third round on the board here for 5POWER. As I mentioned in the previous best of one, if any of you guys have any questions on your tongue, I'll be ready over on Twitter right after this game to answer any questions you might have. I'll be lingering in the chat as well. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to type them in there when the game is over. For the most part, I'm going to try and keep an eye on the game here and keep you guys up to date with the action at hand. Action falls in the favor of 5POWER to start off with here for the fifth round. Bottle catches a double. Yosage with one of his own. The Bottle tripling down now. It's going to be all on Koshak once more. Try and see if he can get anything done here with the C-75, but he's going to get pushed from behind and Bobble. That's a really, really good round for him. An SMG in hand. 4 kills. It's a lot of money. $5-1 on the board. Finally, both teams with enough money to buy up completely. I say completely, we still have Shotapay and Savage with SMGs. It's not because they don't have the money for anything better. It's just because they want to go for a bit of an, what I like to call, well, what most commentators like to call a bonus round. holding on to the most of their weaponry brought in from the previous round to make sure that they don't spend too much money for no reason. You get a trade here as Savage connects on flying. Jolapay went down early, but again, it was one of those SMGs, so it's not the biggest of deals. Or the 5-power squad. X-Pro with a good frag on Savage. See that? Connects on equal. A 3-on-3 situation with just 30 seconds left on the clock. IG need to get in towards one of the two sides fairly quickly now, and they decide to go towards A. This is really, really good for 5-power. Unfortunately here for Bottle, X-Pro is sitting right behind him. That's a brilliant shot onto Shosaki as well. He doesn't suspect Viva just yet. Viva shuts him down eventually. Really nice attempt here from X-Pro. One of the reasons why I said that was really good for 5-power, that Invictus decided to go towards the A-bomb site. The positioning from, I believe that was Shosage over towards Connector, when he got that initial kill on the player who was on the site. They didn't see the player at all bomb train. Now, unfortunately for 5-power, X-Pro did really good in that round. Got a nice amount of frags, and that means that it's got to keep a bit of a damper on the 5-power economy. Now, unfortunately for Invictus Gaming, it is a CT-sided map, and being down 5-1 this early is not great. Bottle catches the initial. X-Pro does manage to find one before he's traded out by Shadowpay. Now going to be all on Koshak and Vadim, the two Russians. Try and get something done, potentially a bomb plant to get a bit more money for their team. Obviously not going to be an easy task here for them. 2-on-4 situation, never easy. Doesn't make it any better that they are limited in their funds. They don't really have the greatest equipment. That being said, Desert Eagles can be very dangerous, especially from a distance. Koshak lurking closer towards the A-bomb site, trying to find anything at all. In the meantime, Vadim is still sitting over towards Pop Dog, patiently waiting for himself. Now Koshak, soon enough, is gonna get the go sign. Realize there's a player towards old bomb train, throws down the smoke. Gonna allow for his teammate to make a move in towards the side, and this is exactly what I was talking about. They just want to see if they can get that bomb down to try and get a bit more money to work with. They managed to get the bomb down, and almost a frag on Viva as well. Koshak, what can he do for this one? Well, the answer is not much. Deals a tiny amount of damage on Shosage, but again, they managed to get the bomb down in a 2-on-4 situation. That's pretty good. Giving them a bit of extra money to work with, that means that they can go for that AWP if they choose to. They can get full utility on every single player. A lot of money to work with here for Invictus Gaming all of a sudden. Sitting on full losing bonus. Getting that bomb planned as well. Bit of a pause coming in. I can only suspect that it's Invictus Gaming calling for this timeout. And I can only suspect that it's a tactical timeout, because we haven't seen any ping issues, we haven't seen any lag issues, anyone dropping from the server, and freeze time getting unpaused immediately. That is definitely heavily suggesting that it was a tactical. Do have the AWP here on Vadim. All in play on both sides of the aisle. As I said, so much utility for Invictus Gaming. Initially going for slight aggression in towards T-Connector here. But they get shot down once again as quickly as they get posted up. Viva and Bottle shutting down the initial aggression. Koshak, he falls as well. It's going to be all on flying. He's yet to find a frag. Maybe this is his lucky shot. Not going to be this time around either. Doesn't even fire a shot before Bottle shuts him down. Bottle with another triple. He is sitting at the top of the scoreboard currently. You can see he's sitting on 14 frags right now. Right below him we got Viva on 10. Closest to them on the other side is going to be X-Pro on 8. The rest of his team falling slightly behind. And as I said, flying to find a kill. Another timeout, and once again I can only suspect it's another tactical. It was over pretty quickly. 7-1 on the board. 5POWER in really good standing. Again, I do want to stress that this is a CT-sided map, a fairly heavy CT-sided map as well. If you don't get the pistol round on the T side, it can be very troublesome to get control of your economy and get rounds on the board. Invictus doing the right thing for this round. Potentially, Molly should do the trick. Actually gets back just in time here, Equal. Holding on to his life ever. Just holding on to it, is what I'm trying to say. 7 HP in for him. Backs off even further now. In the meantime, some of his teammates have actually made a move over towards the A-bomb side as Flying gets taken down from behind. X-Pro is sitting in towards Connector. He finds a frag on Shellsage. It's not over yet for Invictus Gaming in this round. But I have to say, it could soon be. This is really good for Equal, though. He finds the frag on Savage, then bolts his way over towards the B bomb site. Setting up, holding the angle, making sure that his teammate can drop down towards lower. The flashbang. Oh, great stuff from Viva. Sitting right behind the train, making sure that he doesn't get flashed by it. He allows the second player to push in towards the site. Decides, you know what? You get the plant, that's fine. It's gonna take you when you try to retrieve, and that's exactly what he does. So much money on the 5POWER side of it. Take a quick look at it, actually. Look at this. Absolutely ridiculous. The amount of money on the 5POWER side is almost disgusting. This is after buying up, by the way. Viva is sitting on 12,000. He's only died 3 times. 4 times for these 3 players, and so much money in their hands. It's gonna be a tough one here for Invictus to break this economy on 5POWER. They need a good amount of rounds in a row. I'd say like roughly 3 rounds in a row to shut down the economy. Could potentially deal with just 2 rounds in a row, but for that to work, they need one of their last rounds to be a very close one with just 1 player surviving on 5POWER. That could help them out. Need these rounds to be very competitive to hurt 5POWER's economy. Check does manage to find the initial frag. Decent amount of damage in the process. Falls back on top. Damage scoped in. Finds the frag towards CT, old bomb train. X-Pro falls. Back to a 4-on-4. Bomb is still dropped close towards spawn here for Invictus Gaming. Got 1 player up close towards T-Connector. That's going to be shoulder pay. Great from Vadim that he checks that angle. So incredibly important. Again, good positioning here by Invictus Gaming. Flying and Connector this time around. He finds his first frag, I believe. Does take damage while trying to find that frag, but he managed to do exactly that. Equal taking care of Shellsage. Savage trying to make it expensive here for Invictus Gaming, but Invictus Gaming do manage to find their second round on the board. Furthermore, 3 players surviving, exactly what I was talking about. They need to work on making these rounds incredibly competitive if they lose them, and make sure that as many players stay alive as possible if they win the rounds. 3 players staying alive for this one. That is slightly gonna help with their economy. Equal getting tagged up early. On to just 24. Bottle catching the first on flying. Savage connecting one on to Equal. Really good round in the previous here from Invictus, but as quickly as they managed to secure the A-bomb side in the previous round, pretty much as quickly do they get shut down for this one. X-Pro gets one, but he was set up for a trade right here. Bottle was just hiding the entire time, waiting for his teammate to take the initial approach. They didn't know how many players were going to push that angle. They had an idea that some would. And as soon as they spotted that it was only one, trade comes through. Good flashbang here, but even better, quick flick coming in from Bottle. What are you supposed to do if you're IG in this situation? I really have no clue. But Dean does manage to catch one before Viva trades him out. But again, it's one of those situations that for Invictus Gaming, not only have they gotten pretty close in a lot of these rounds, but it seems like they're just a bit unlucky in pretty much every single round. And I hate to say unlucky, because I don't know, man, but luck is definitely a part of the game, and when Bottle hits shots like that, there's not much you can do. One could turn it around and say, well, if you push that smoke and you're up against a completely blinded opponent, you should take your time and aim for the head and one-shot him. I'll grant you that. You know, luck is definitely a part of the game. Didn't quite hit the first shot. Decides to go for the spray down. Didn't quite work out either. X-Pro finds the first. Equal gets one as well, but quick trades coming in. Shosage and Shorter Pay quicken the return. Once again, it's another one of those situations where the rotation was just slightly late here for 5POWER. This round could have turned out completely different, but 5POWER looking up pretty strong in this one. Invictus getting slightly unlucky in some of these situations and also making some mistakes. Obviously, you don't lose a game. Well, they haven't lost yet. Let's start by saying that. But you don't lose this many rounds by not making any mistakes. There's definitely been mistakes. But I feel like in most of these rounds, it's one or two small factors could change the pace of the game completely. Flying, making his way in towards the side for the plant. Going up. High. Flashbang. Jack. Patiently waiting. Savage. Savage stays alive. Koshak forced to go up towards the high grounds. We already have Shosage in this position. And Shorter Pay is just holding down E the entire time. He didn't even have a kit. 10-second defuse. It doesn't matter. He trusts his teammates. Completely blind trust, if you will. Couldn't see his opponent. He didn't really care. He had one job, that was to hold down E. He did exactly that. His teammate was covering the angles. It's gonna be double digits for 5POWER. 10-5. Finally, enough money for Invictus Gaming to buy out completely for this one. On top of the red train is going to be Bottle to find the first on X-Pro. Shotapay chiming in with one of his own. Viva connecting on Koshak. Flying and Vadim. 2-on-5 situation already. Just about a minute left on the clock. Make that a 5-on-1. It's going to be all on Vadim. He doesn't even catch one. He does a good amount of damage on Savage, but unfortunately for him, Savage is pretty strong on that AWP as well. We have a decent amount of pretty strong snipers here on 5POWER. And again, there's not much that Invictus can do in a situation like this. With that being said, I'm already kind of looking forward to the second half, I must admit. Because as I said, it is a CT-sided map. There's definitely still a chance here for Invictus to bring this one back. If not completely, at least ever so slightly. Obviously, I hope that happens. I'm one for balanced games and close games. It's been fairly one-sided right now, but answering back once again. Invictus, they get in towards the site. Koshak with a nice double here. Equal, finding one as well. It's now going to be all on Bottle. Again, he's hit some pretty sick shots already. He finds the first, and now he's in a 1-on-1. He's got plenty of utility to work with. Knows there's decent possibility of that final player over towards Pop Dog. Throws down the smoke. It's not the greatest smoke. It actually leaves a gap behind it. It's got a kit. He needs to stick it. He doesn't. Okay. Invictus Gaming wins by time. Invictus do manage to get that third round on the board. Question now is, can they manage to get that fourth as well? The final for the first half. Will 5POWER run away with 12? It's a scary number. Not as scary as 13 though. Definitely up there. X-Pro gets the first with the scout. That's a really important kill. Koshak with one as well. Equal catching Shotapay. Okay, Shosaki falls. It's gonna be all on Viva in a 1-on-4. And they know that he was over towards the A-bomb site. And now they know that he still is. Oh, that's some great frags coming in from Viva. He catches 2 more for a triple. He needs the ace to clutch this one out. And he does get spotted here. Almost finding it, but not quite. It is going to be Vadim to eventually shut him down. And indeed, that's going to be the 4th round on the board for Invictus Gaming. 11-4. Considering how bad it looked for the entirety of the first half here, this could have gone much worse for Invictus Gaming. They managed to catch a couple of rounds towards the end of it. That's pretty important. 11-4 as set. Once again, we are just waiting for the teams to ready up, for all the players to ready up so we can get the second half started. In the meantime, if you guys haven't already, make sure that you follow the channel on Twitch. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and on YouTube. And while you're at it, make sure that you follow ESLCS on Twitter. While you're over there, you might as well follow me, right? Little self-pluck towards the end of that pluck session. Is that a thing? Now, as I said to you, this is going to be the final game that I cover for you guys right here on this channel today. Tomorrow, it will be my good friend and good colleague, Dean. Going to be back on this exact channel. Not entirely sure what time. I think he starts the same time as we started today. But, Not 100% on that. I can quickly check. I'll have a look for you guys. Let's see.
Counter-terrorists win.
He starts at 1300 CEST. You can go to Google and do all the conversion for whatever time zone you might be in. Yeah, Dean Brown will be back here tomorrow with best of threes for the semi-final and the grand final. Just stuck with me for the remainder of this one. Yeah, I can definitely promote the social media for these two teams, but I don't know them. Also, I have no clue why my Steam just decided to enable sounds. That's kind of strange. I haven't had sound on Steam for like 5 years, so I didn't even know what that sound was. Hopefully it's gone now. How about that? Once again, we are just waiting for the players to ready up so we can get the second half started. I don't have anything to do with it. It's up to the teams or up to the players. Whenever the players are ready to start, we're gonna start. Like, I don't have any control over it. If you guys want to follow the teams, you can follow 5POWER CSGO on Twitter, or you can follow. Let's see if I can find Invictus as well. Invictus Gaming is INV Gaming on Twitter. I don't think 5POWER is too active on Twitter, as far as I can see. But I know that Invictus Gaming are pretty active. Obviously, if you enjoy watching Counter-Strike from the, or any games actually, from the Asian scene, I would encourage you guys to follow those social media accounts to stay up to date with what they're doing. I know Invictus Gaming are multi-gaming organization. I watched them in more than one game. They're always really interesting to watch. Let's get back to the action here. 5POWER, quick aggression down towards the B bomb side. Viva catches one nice and early. Viva finally connecting on the double here. The bomb has been planted. Viva taking a good chunk of damage as he's sitting below the lower train. Patiently waiting for the push to come towards his way. Bottle in the meantime, he finds yet another unequal, and finally one more on X-Pro. It's got to be all on Koshak. Trying to push closer towards the side, but he does not have a kit. And he's running out of HP. Bottle with a triple. That's going to be 12-4. 5POWER picking up the pistol here for the second half as well. That's pretty horrendous for Invictus. That's pretty awful. They needed that pistol to bring them back into the game. This is not looking good. 5POWER throwing down the smoke for connector. It's only one player defending over towards the B-bomb site. He does deal a bit of damage on Shaosake. Viva catches one as he pushes through connector. The bomb getting planted here. Again, there's not much left for Invictus to do in this round. As you can see, they are on a full eco, which means that they're holding on to their weaponry for the next one, or their money rather, for the next one. Bottle, calm down, buddy. Almost shot your teammate. And as you can see on the minimap, the rest of the Invictus players just holding on to their money, making sure that they don't give too much money towards their opponents. Furthermore, they're just trying to set up for exit frags, hoping that someone goes for a chase, but there's no reason for 5POWER to chase. They know that they're gonna be on very limited pistols. And instead of dropping an AK or a Galil or an SMG even, just hold on to your weapons. Bring it home. 13-4. 3 more rounds for 5POWER and they'll take the victory. Invictus. This is gonna probably add salt to injury. But Invictus, they need 12 rounds while only giving 1 away if they want to win this one in regulation. Without being too much of a spoiler, I think it's fair to say that's probably not gonna happen. There is definitely a chance for them to bring this one back. Maybe even a chance for bringing it to OT. It's gonna be a tough one, no matter how you look at it. Good way to start here for Koshak. Let's drag on Shosage. Gotta throws down a nade and a molly. Forces Koshak to fall back. Vadim catches one, Koshak with one as well. Viva answering back, and eventually he gets taken down alongside with Savage. That's going to be the 5th round on the board here for Invictus. Very important for them to catch a couple of rounds on the board. The big question is it a bit too little, a bit too late? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully they can bring it back again ever so slightly to make it a bit more interesting for us to watch. I know I would love that. As I said, I hate one-sided affairs. I like to see a lot of the rounds getting played. Right now it is looking fairly one-sided here in favor of 5POWER. Hopefully Invictus can bring it back at least somewhat. Obviously not the start they were hoping for this round as Shortapay finds the first. Koshak is caught between a nail and a hard place. Eventually, he's going to get caught out. He does manage to find one before that happens. Sage jots him down, flying a good flashbang and a frag onto Savage. Up close on this side, Vadim connecting on Viva. Gonna be all on bottle and Shosage, but who better to have in a clock situation than those two players? Well, apparently, there might be some players who are better to have in a clock situation. Actually, I'm gonna double down and say they are probably the best players to have in a situation like that. Viva has been playing really good, but Bottle is definitely the MVP for 5POWER in this matchup. Invictus do manage to hold on to the round ever so slightly. 2 players surviving. They get their 6th round on the board. And now 5POWER's economy is broken. Means that Invictus can, well, not relax at all. Let's be honest about that. 100% transparent. They can't relax. They can't sit back. They have to play with their heart for every single round to bring this one back. X-Pro Koshak finds the initial 2. It's Desert Eagles. For 5POWER, the majority of the team. Shorter pay. Just the Glock. Utility getting used here by Invictus. 5POWER lining up for a potential hit over towards the B bomb site. Bottle going for a peek from the higher ups. Spots a player towards the higher ground, but it is going to be flying and Vadim to shut them down as they push in towards the site, and flying catches yet another. That's a double kill for flying for this round, and flying is slowly but surely farming those eco frags to climb the ladder. That is the scoreboard. He's not sitting at the bottom of it because the score actually resets each halftime. He's sitting on 5 frags right now, and he just got 2. So it's not really been his game. I think we can all agree on that. But on the other side of it, shorter pay, 6 and 12. Bottle set. He's been playing absolutely out of his mind. He finds the first frag here on X-Pro, but unfortunately for him, he spots 2 more, and he cannot take them down. Vadim and Koshak, even though there are only 2 over towards the A-bomb side, they hold on to it very convincingly. Savage finds one. Here's the AWP up back behind the red train, and Viva gets a knife. Hello? What's happening? Equal is in such a good spot. Unfortunately for him, that wasn't the bomb. That gives Viva the opportunity to go for the plant here. Nice and snug. Very secure. He knows that his opponent was towards the B-bomb site just before. Sits posted up with the AWP, waiting for his opponent to peek out from Pop Dog. As soon as he does, he's ready to pounce. Oh, missing the opportunity. Equal pushing in towards the side. Oh, the flashbang misses. That's so unfortunate. Viva misses once again. He has to go for it. Oh, Equal. Sitting on it. So cold. Just sticking it like an absolute madman. Bros don't fake, as they say, right? Is that still a thing? Nice attempt there from Viva. He had the right idea. So he planted the bomb in such a spot that his opponent pretty much has to cross his crosshair. He had the right idea, but he missed his opportunity. Managed to change up his position. A nice ninja defuse. Smoke to the left-hand side of Ivy. Oh, come on, boys. That's a yikes if I've ever seen one. Luckily, it doesn't deal all that much damage, and Viva still managed to catch the frag here. Flashbangs and smokes out towards Ivy. On top of green train, there's going to be X-Pro. Finds one, gets the second as well. Bottle eventually shutting him down. Vadim with the AWP catching Viva. Important kill as well. Viva has been playing really well with that AWP. Equal shutting down Bottle. Shorter pay. He's had a bit of a troublesome start here on train. Does manage to find one. Well, that's all he gets. Equal shuts him down. That's going to be the 9th round for Invictus. Now, finally, 5POWER's losing bonus is slowly building up. They get more and more money in their hand for each round that they lose. And we see that by another buy here from 5POWER. Invictus don't need to worry every single round, and that's exactly what I pointed out a couple of rounds ago. They need to play with their heart on their sleeve. The remainder of this game. Bottle catches the first as X-Pro tries to go a bit aggressive over towards Pop Dog. Rushing up above it to find the bomb. Up down below once more. It does look like from the way that 5POWER are situated on the map right now, definitely seems like they want to try and aggress over towards the A-bomb site once more. They have two players on the back side of T-Connector setting up for smokes. Koshak, he hears them jumping. He knows exactly what they're doing. He knows that they're setting up for smokes. He finds one onto Savage, but Demon takes care of Shotapay. Falling apart quickly here for 5POWER. Josage does answer back with taking care of Koshak. Back to a 3-on-3. 40 seconds left on the clock. A bit of a boost coming in towards Toll Booth in Connector. Smoke up towards the side. A flashbang comes through. Equal tries his absolute greatest, but he'll get taken down by Bottle. It's all on Vadim and Flying. Vadim answers back with the AWP. It's Bottle and Viva against Flying and Vadim. Flying from Old Bomb Train. Vadim from Connector. No utility to work with here. Well, a single flashbang on Flying. He needs to use that real well to have it bring him anything for this one. He does have a kit, but he's still running out of time. Managed to find the frag on Bottle at the very least. It is going to be another round on the board here for 5POWER. That's going to be their 14th. Finally finding another round after losing quite a bunch in a row. Invictus Gaming already done a decent job of bringing this one back. Really good comeback attempt thus far. They're not quite done yet. Still have an opportunity to bring this one all the way back. It is 14 in the favor of 5POWER. 5-round lead. That also means that if Invictus wants to play this or wants to win this one in regulation, and of course they would, who wouldn't, they need 7 rounds in a row. I don't see that happening. Still have a chance at playing for OT. They get 6 rounds while only giving 1 away to 5POWER. Considering how they've played in the last couple of rounds, that is definitely a possibility. It's unlikely, but it is a possibility. Especially as, once again, they are on the favored side here on the CT side. Very interesting setup here for Invictus. 3 players initially very close towards the back wall on the A-bomb site. Look at these mollies. Forcing Invictus to use their utility, to use that smoke. This looks like 5POWER are setting up for potential hit over towards the B-bomb site. Throwing down the smoke towards Connector once more. The mollies in towards the side. Flashbangs as well. They have to go for it right here, right now. Vadim, he finds the first. Quick trades coming in. A Shotapay and Bottle finds one. Shosake as well. Vadim goes down. It's going to be all on equal. And Flying try and see if they can bring this one back. Flying does manage to catch one and a second. Okay. And a third. Flying. Doing God's work. Needs one more, almost catches it, but not quite. Shotapay will shut him down for the triple. Shotapay also had a troublesome start here on Train, but he's found his footing in the last couple of rounds. And indeed, that is going to be the 15th round on the board now for 5POWER. They just need one more to close this one down, and it's looking real grim here for Invictus Gaming. As you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, they pretty much have no money to work with for this, what could be the final round. This could very well be over very soon. As I said, Invictus, they need to pretty much throw all their eggs in one basket, and that is more or less what they do, at least initially for this round. They stack 5 players over towards the A-bomb side initially to, I guess, counter any potential quick A hits. But 5POWER does something they haven't done before on their T side. They set up over towards Ivy with 3 players, 2 in T connector. Ooh, a nice shot coming in from Koshak. Finds the dink initially. Shots for the body. 3 on 4 though. Again, still favoring 5POWER. X-Pro flying and Vadim. 2 towards connector, 1 in Pop Dog. Trying to push in towards the side. The Pop Dog player goes down immediately. Vadim is now last man standing. It's not gonna happen. Instead, it will be 5POWER to shut it down in fairly strong fashion against Invictus Gaming. GG, well played. 5POWER goes through to the semi-final tomorrow. Just like that. That was a quick little day of fun here from the Chinese qualifier for IEM Beijing. As I said, my good friend and colleague Dean will be back tomorrow to cover the semi-final and the grand final. Until then, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the day or rest of the night or whatever. I hope some of you guys, hope most of you guys will tune back in tomorrow to see Dean and the rest of these teams battle it out for the last couple of spots. To see who will take the victory here in the open qualifier for the Chinese region. Me, myself, and I'll be back on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'll be back on this channel for the Asian Open qualifier. You can find more info about that if you follow me on Twitter. I'll make sure to keep you guys posted over there. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy. Bye-bye.
They've taken it like proper sportsmen at this stage. We're about to have the question answered of who really is the best of all time.
All 5 players are just great players.
They're both with their knives out. They're both not ready, and somehow Shuey stays alive. Shuey's not getting aggressive. He gets by Apex.
We're here to only win. We don't care who we play. We don't care if it's simple, the best player in the world. We don't care if it's the worst player in the world.
On Intel Extreme Master Certified PCs, you'll find a gold badge. It means you'll find brilliance inside, that you'll get high-grade components like Intel Core i7 and i9 processors that'll deliver the uncompromised performance you need to game like a pro. Not to mention, every purchase supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Intel, unlock brilliance.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
Do you remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. We got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
This is game fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away.
All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Book a plane, fly away. We will never be the same. And as long as you are mine, come on and run away. We wanna run away.
We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Dancing on my own when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I know, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Oh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. Saying it right, but it's first sight, the way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye.
and the next thing I know,